there, Twisted Sage here. Been a few moons. I'm catching the tail end of this Aries new moon. Planned well. Still feel like I've been in a crummy cycle of new moon energy, or it's always a battle or a test for me to try to be in a good space whenever the new moon comes around. There always seems to be a monkey with a wrench for my spokes. Or on another angle, I guess I see it, I'm aware of it, but I don't dodge it. Again, so anytime your new moon energies, that's immediately it's a 2-week manifestation. In the long term, it's a 6-month manifestation. Potentially longer if you were to happen to chart it well, but I want to say Aries isn't. That's what this new moon isn't known for its long term. It's the extreme initiator. From nothingness to existence, from the spirit realm to the physical realm. For me, it's pretty significant, this new moon. So obviously anytime you hear the term new moon, you know that the sun and the moon are in the same spot in the sky. This one happened to be 22 degrees Aries. For me, this is kind of heavy because it completes a grand cardinal square within my chart. I have a cardinal T-square of 22 degrees north node in Cancer, 22 degrees south node in Capricorn, 22 degrees Saturn in Libra. So the beginning of Aries energy for me lands in my 8th house. It rules my 9th house of higher learning. So when it comes to higher learning, I must initiate it. Because Aries is about the self. I am. But it's beginning in my 8th house. This is kind of a sensitive fucking spot. Those who have kept track of my videos the last 3 years know that the very significant death of my father, it's the 6th of April, which is a strange placement. So and in looking back at the 10-year anniversary, you always see something new, right? Even if you've been in whatever somewhere, if you're aware, you can always see something new, even in the oldest of positions and places. So every time you go to a chart to read a chart, there's always something new to see, or something you didn't notice. So when my dad died, there was a lot of Aries in the sky. Aries is aggression, impulsive. And Mercury happened to be 22 degrees of Aries 10 years ago when my dad killed himself. Of course, I have other thoughts on that. If you've ever seen the book, The Secret Language of the Birthday, a pretty in-depth book that hits astrology, numerology, tarot, kind of gives you a general of everything, and so they'll give like one page is all about the personality for the most part of that individual born on that day, and then the second page will be your tarot, your meditation, your health, your numerology, advice. So on the day that this happened with my dad, the meditation phrase is, nothing is insignificant. I rather like mine. I'll jump back to nothing's insignificant. Mine is, once the ball is in the air, almost anything can happen. But anyway, so nothing is insignificant. So that, for an extreme mental error person such as myself, is maybe not something you want to feed a mind such as mine. Nothing is insignificant. Nothing. It's so crazy Aquarian me that just validates everything I've always thought and felt. That's a lot of thinking and feeling. Obviously, truth is subject to change. I mean, we want to be able to feel like truth is a solidified, solid thing. But, I mean, I don't know. Truth can be different for everyone. Anyways, on that note, I never went and really talked to the cops. I probably should. Crazy how these rabbit holes twist and turn, right? So my dad's hand might have been the physical trigger that took himself out, but my stepmom definitely energetically pushed him that way, poked, prodded. But he was tired. You can't. I can't fight my intuition that my stepmom was really glad he's dead. We actually, once it happened, she actually was talking like, "Oh, he's not dead." The physical body in the casket was that he basically went out of his way to make a dummy of himself in that casket. And I was like, but see, she comes more now. She's a Cancer. I really get this intuition that she has to be a Scorpio rising. Anywho, I'm not trying to get stuck on my fucking past, but you can't have your present without your past, right? Perhaps my dad's death, as far as my journey goes, is about my higher learning, since that's where Mercury was directly. Mercury was fulfilling that T-square in my chart, making it a grand square instead of just a T-square, which are synonymous with your soul growth. And I am not exact, but I'm sure you've heard me speak on it. Pretty close to a grand fixed square in my natal chart. So the day my dad died, Mars was also in Aries and in early degree, maybe like 3 degrees. Yeah, like 3 degrees Aries. So that was 8th house matters. So yeah, some secretive shit. Within my dad's chart, what we ended up seeing is, so a Mars square, and then my dad was filled with a bunch of Cancerian planets. He was a Gemini, but he was probably more of a heavy Cancer than a Gemini. His Mercury was in Cancer, his Venus was in Cancer, his Jupiter was in Cancer, his South Node was in Cancer, his Uranus, maybe I already went there. So yeah, he was, it was kind of funny, is perhaps the lineage within a chart you can see, family lineage. He had a 21 degree Uranus in Cancer, which would sit on my spiritual path. My 22 degrees North Node in Cancer in the 12th house. But so there was definitely the T-square energy. Actually, might as well call it cardinal square energy going on at him, because he had 4 degree Jupiter in Cancer. His Mars directly opposed that at 5 degrees Cap, and it was applying on itself. So that means I think he had a Mars retrograde, so it was moving towards each other. I'll kind of explained that before, and then of course we had the transiting Mars at 3 degrees. So Saturn happened to be somewhere around 13 degrees of Libra at the time. I am driving a new old vehicle. Don't know how to feel about it. It was kind of gifted to me, but nothing's free. Found it kind of interesting that this Chevy, this Silverado is a Leo. Some old person really took pretty good care of this damn thing. They seem to have had it in a garage because it's not beaten by the Arizona sun. Original 124,000 miles on a 22-year-old vehicle, but I'm gonna end up paying like $7,000 for this thing, so I don't know. That puts me a little on edge. Back to the current placements. Guess I'm going kind of heavy on this one. Sometimes you just gotta leap. A lot of times I'm like, well, do I have inspiration in me for a video today? Is it really making a difference in anybody who watches my videos? But I always feel pretty good once I get on stage and get the lights, camera, action on. It's probably a Leo thing. So yeah, what I was getting about planting Aries, and I'm getting this a little bit from Rick Levine. I want to say he did an astrology column for, it might have been something like the New York Times, even some mainstream fucking newspaper worldwide, or and I want to say he started the column. He said that he had started the column on a new moon in Aquarius, which would definitely be more long-term than, like, say, a new moon in Aries. Not that there isn't great power in new moon in Aries, that's for sure, but perhaps a new moon in Aquarius or Pisces may transcend to the end of time. Whereas Aries isn't about the long haul, but it's about getting the journey going. The major seed I'm planting is trying to get to go out to Taos, New Mexico and learn earthships for at least a month. What else? Oh man, Mars in Aries has been real good to my son Jaden. He's a super Gemini. Sun, Mercury, Venus, South Node, and it seems that I didn't spend a lot of time into teaching him how to ride a bicycle, and he just picked it up like a week ago. I mean, we've had a number of family members help him out. I've went out there and helped him out, but I kind of went alternative gymnastics, learning how to ski. He could climb a rope 2 stories high, but couldn't ride a bicycle. But could ski from the top of Sunrise, but he couldn't ride a bicycle. So it was like, okay, so whatever, it'll come along. I think I just knew it was like, it's not that big a deal. Just because your average person is riding 1x6, it's like, nah, he'll get it. There ain't no worry about it. And then finally, almost every birthday of his, we go to a local lake and fish. I'm not a big fisherman, but it's a nice lake we go to, playground, yada yada, but we never seem to get anything. And I spent a bit of this new moon energy with one of my Aries friends who just turned 42, which I kind of derailed me a little bit. I had like 22 days of no drinking, and that kind of fell wayside on the end of the dark moon into the new moon. If anything, these videos are time capsule of my life. All right, this one's getting a little late. 18 minutes. Yes, what dreams may come. Good day.